Tokyo, but then beyond it'll be even stronger still.
Well, in just a few moments' time, we will have the final of the men's K2 1,000 metres. And what will most likely be a rerun of that battle between the two German crews that we saw last week in Poznan. We've got Max Hoff and Jakob Schopf. They'll be going in lane 5, and alongside them, their teammates, but also their rivals, Tobias Pascal Schultz and Felix Frank.
Yes, this is a pretty amazing field I think we've got assembled here. It's quite exciting to see. We've got world record holders there with Cabellos and Pena. We've got the two German crews going to be fighting it out. You know, the Olympic champion Max Hoff in there, being backed up by Jakob Schopf. And then we've got a former world champion in this event from here in Cyril Carré in lane 6 there for France, pairing up with Etienne Hubert. Cyril winning that 2007 World Championships from the outside lane in a head-down race. Really surprised themselves that day. It's going to be interesting to see. They're lined up there in the middle lanes next to the Germans. Can they give them a shock and kind of continue this it's a bit of a renaissance we're seeing with the French paddling over the last couple of weekends?
And a moment ago, we saw the Hungarian C2 pair going very, very close to the world's best time, but you were quite surprised, Johnny. You said it wasn't actually the best conditions out there for fast times. What would we be looking for to get the best, the fastest times on the course?
To get fast times, you need reasonably warm water, or water that's just known for being fast. There's something special in it, in its composition, its density. Duisburg is a water like that, so it's not that hot yet, but it does seem to run well. And then you need a tailwind, but at a level where the waves aren't picking up, that they cause excess drag on the boat. I'd say for the women's K1, it maybe got slightly better, and the wind's coming and going now, but it's looking fairly strong, at least down the last 200. So if that tailwind is indeed strong, as we're seeing from the flag on the buoy in the start area there, if that wind is indeed strong all the way down, then we could see some pretty hot times in the men's K2000 now, which will be great to see. It's always interesting to see who's good once the conditions get fast.
And it's about 30 degrees Celsius out there at the moment. What's it like paddling in that kind of heat with the sun reflecting off the water as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. You definitely want pretty good sunglasses out there for the glare when you're kind of warming up, but it is nice. You know, a lot of these athletes that have trained in pretty horrible conditions in their home countries over the winter at some point, that have pushed through all those days, and then it's actually to get out there on the start line in the summer. Being on the lake is the best place to be. Roasting up in the grandstand is maybe less good, but there's a bit of a breeze out there, and you're getting splashed by the water. Sun's out. This is what paddlers really dream of racing in.
Well, we're 2 minutes before the start now of the men's K2 1,000 metres. You can see just there the Spanish pair just paddling backwards a little bit. Johnny, why would a crew paddle backwards a little bit before the start?
Yeah, so they're basically just checking that there's no weed that's been stuck on the rudder, so the person in the front steers these boats with a little tiller bar stick between his feet, which controls the rudder at the back of the boat. That is prone to picking up anything that's floating in the water, and that's obviously there's weed growing with the water warming up at the moment. So there may well have been something on there, or they were just, going through the motions just to make sure they weren't starting the race with that extra thing attached to their rudder and slowing them down.
Well, we just saw there on the screen Australia's Riley Fitzsimmons and Jordan Wood, but they're in lane 1 representing Russia. That's Vladislav Litovka and Roman Anoshkin. Anoshkin winning silver in the K1000 yesterday.
Yep, and a bronze medal from Rio 2016. So that's that potentially quite an interesting K2, but they're on the outside lane, so they're not the fastest ranked of the boats.
We do have Cyril Carré and Etienne Hubert of France in lane 6. You've already mentioned them, Johnny, real contenders in this one.
Yeah, really interesting seeing those two get together. The French paddling well across the board. Let's see what they can do. There's really going to be the Germans going to be looking at each other. They're going to be going out hard again. For Frank and Schultz, is can they actually stay with the other Germans, the winners Hoff and Schopp from last weekend? Can they go out fast but also hold it?
There in lane 7, that's the Italian pair, both 21 years old, Samuele Borgo and Luca Beccaro.
Yeah, it's good to see their progress from racing really well in K4 as youngsters to actually being there really well ranked in this senior K2000 day final.
And in lane 9 from Slovakia, that's Petr Geller and Adam Botek. They won silver here last year, as well as gold in the K2 500 metres. A really experienced pairing going out in this men's K2000, but keep your eyes on lanes 4 and lanes 5. There we are, France underway. Big, deep strokes at the start of this men's K2000 metre final, getting that stroke rate up to get them off the start quickly. But already it's the two German crews, both paddling those black boats in lanes 4 and lanes 5. It's Schultz and Frank in lane 4, Jakob Schopf and Max Hoff in lane 5. And don't forget, this pair of Hoff and Schopf, they won gold in Poznan. They won by 2.5 seconds, which may not sound much, but that is plenty over 1,000 metres. And a good start by the Germans once again, Johnny.
Wow, I mean, that's pretty impressive. They just hopped out there. They really gave themselves that lead straight on, so then they can relax into the race a little bit more. We can see, it looks like the Australians are really going with it. That's a fantastically talented crew. Jordan Wood in the back of that there. He is just an incredible hard worker. He's just going to push himself into the ground all the way to the finish line of this race.
Yeah, that Australian pair of Fitzsimmons and Wood, under 23 world champions back in 2015, really pushing this field again once again today. Wood and Fitzsimmons currently sitting in the silver medal position, just ahead of Germany's second crew, and it looks like Australia are moving up and closing ground on Hoff and Schopf. But don't forget, this pair, the German pair, will have a big, strong finish.
Absolutely, they know they can go out of this pace and they know they can survive it. So it's going to be interesting to see, are they just playing a little bit cool in the middle of the 1,000 metre here as they go through the 500 metre mark? Are they just lengthening it out to give themselves a bigger finish? They are already pulling ahead of Frank and Schultz there, though.
Well, Hoff, the stroke in the front seats of that German K2, 36 years old. Schopf just 19, so 17 years separating the two. Fitzsimmons and Wood of Australia just half a second down on Germany. Schultz and Frank of Germany staying in contention with their teammates.
Absolutely, two legends in the boat there of the past, the current and the future in that boat. Absolutely fantastic paddlers they showed last weekend, and they're going to put a masterclass on as they come down the last 250 metres.
They are through that 250 metre mark. Hoff and Schopf of Germany have a boat length now on the Australian pair, who can lift over the last 200 metres.
We've got France coming through there. They're really coming through strong. There's a few crews. The Italians are still in it. As we pan out now, we see who's still up there. Yes, we've got Italy have pushed through, France have pushed through. They've both gone through, Australia and the second German crew. Oh wow, we see Cyril Carré putting his head down. Look at that paddling.
And what a finish we are about to witness. Carré and Hubert of France are closing that gap on Germany. Have they got enough space to take that gold medal? It's going to be extremely close. Germany are fading. France are still powering. Who will take gold? It's so difficult to differentiate between those two, France and Germany. It looked like France had the momentum. It looked like Germany was fading, but it looked extremely close on that finish line.
What a finish. Have you ever seen anyone putting their head down and pulling so hard in the last 100 metres as Cyril and Etienne were there? That was fantastic. We've got provisionally results pushing them in the lead there, but we'll have to wait till those get ratified and we get the proper announcement. They're certainly happy with that performance, and Cyril's really, he's asking the question there. It is good, it is definitely good, but is it first?
And amazing, Johnny, to see the different race plans that people have over 1,000 metres.
Yes.
It was Germany, Australia. For most of the race, we barely spoke about France. And then they were there at the right time, potentially for that gold medal.
Absolutely, and we didn't speak about, Slovakia, Italy, Australia were out there early on looking like they're going to be contenders, and they certainly tested themselves. So you're going for your race plan, but it's also these World Cups, there's an element of just seeing what might be the best race plan for the bigger championships later in the year. The Australians had a brave plan today, which maybe didn't pay off, or maybe that's just where their form is now. They'll go and assess that and come back, but that was just absolutely brilliant to see. Cyril obviously really likes this race course. He seems to come alive when he's on it, and in that K2.
Well, Carré of France is a former world champion in this event. He was pairing up with Felipe Cola back in 2007.
Wow, and it's impossible to tell from that vantage point that we've got there who was leading. As you say, there was the momentum from the French, but then the Germans, they did keep their strokes going well in the last couple of meters still.
Interesting that Carre actually put his paddle down to brace as they went over the finish line, and I'm wondering whether that may have just taken the edge off their finish. We won't know until we see the final results.
Yeah, I'd have to look at it again. That could well be, though, just the end finish of the lunge stroke, which, you know, if you time it well, is the thing to do. You can see the finish line. It's somewhere between the little boy and then the yellow bigger boy behind it, but it's very hard to spot as coming down. And it seems to be, they've been announced as the winners of this event. They'll be extremely happy with that.
Unofficially, yeah, they do look like the winners, but it looks like by just 1/100th of a second. Brilliant race by Carre and Hubert.
Wow, Cyril, Etienne, that was the most incredible finish that I've seen for a long, long time. Did you think you could get there?
Yeah, during the race, we tried to focus on our boat, because on the right, Maxo was here, and we tried to stay focused on the finish to give all on the race.
When you crossed the line, did you think you'd managed to win, or were you not too sure?
We were not too sure to win, but I don't know. Did we win? I don't know.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, okay. So it's nice, yes.
No, it's not too nice to come to Germany and beat the local German favourites here, but what a performance. And for you guys, it must be just such an important win for you.
Yeah. It's very important to win here, and it's our first time in K2 during the international race. So now maybe we have to see for this year and maybe next year. Yes.
Well,
yes, it's step by step now. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for our winners from France.
Incredible to hear, Johnny, that's the first K2 international race that they've done together, to be able to go out and put together a performance like that.
Yeah, you know, when you've got chemistry as a crew, that really can happen. You know about it when you get in the boat, that it's running well. And then particularly when the two paddlers both have as much experience as Cyril and Etienne do there. But I mean, they were coming up against such a tough field with Max, and then we see in fourth place the world record holders down there. Fourth place was a 3:08. 3:07 is the winning time. That is